It's quite funny because I was that guy that, you're put into a predicament. You go online and you try to figure it out an answer because you didn't think that in your lifetime you would experience it. For me, cheating, I didn't think that it would ever happen to me. And you go and you find these individuals on the internet, and they sound solid. They sound like they know what they're talking about. And then you find out that, dang, maybe I know more than the people I thought I've been listening to. Some of them would tell you about never live with a woman, man. And then you get in your mind, I'm gonna never live with a woman. That's not my case. I've been married. I've went through the divorce process. I have a daughter. And so when it comes down to it, all these individuals will tell you a fictional story of something they don't even know. Now, had anybody maybe taken a step back and realized, let's qualify this guy who's getting up on the mic and talking. And really, like you guys can see, I have Grogu. I have Invader Zim. I'm a little bit of a nerd. Okay, maybe I'm a full nerd. I don't really care. But this nerd was able to get into multiple relationships, go out on dates, and I guess I'm successful on dating apps, but I don't use those craps. I haven't used it in I don't know how long. I'm very impatient, and I don't like the results at the time. This was before I started working out and everything like that. But ultimately, these guys that you're watching, they have this really cool background, maybe a high-rise apartment, some kind of alphaness to them, dark, mysterious, and they fake it. And they barely even went through pain. Cheating, it sucks. It does suck. But it's not as painful as going through some of the things probably in my own life. I think cheating sucks, but I'm like at the point that it's happened a few times, not a few times, I would say a couple of times, that it doesn't even bother me anymore. Because you realize that this world is competition. And this is where it comes from, men not being men anymore. They no longer want to compete. They want to complain. They want to whine. And all because you got a bunch of men coming onto this camera and whining and wailing. Why is she doing that? Why is she doing? And I get it. I used to be like that. I had to check myself. I said, man, I was up on game before all of this stuff was on YouTube. I understood, man. I had a very nice, tall, way taller than me, ex-girlfriend of mine back in high school. And I could tell she loved me. She loved me. And she's still checking up on what I'm doing to this day. But the thing is I understood just because she loves me doesn't mean that's it. I used to go and I would get a job. I would figure out ways to make some money in order to take this girl out when I was a junior. And I could have got a job and whatnot. But at that time, I didn't have one. But I knew in order for me to keep her happy, and she is definitely model. I think 100% she is model worthy. I knew if I wanted to keep her that I needed some kind of income in order to accessorize, pay for nails. I was paying for her hair before all this discussion about, and this is a girl that was cool just sitting next to me playing a video game on the Xbox 360. And I knew I was up on game. Even in elementary school, I knew, hey, I gotta be the biggest one out here, just being out here. And this is not how I got the girl. I just kept her. A lot of individuals don't know how to keep a woman. Now, it wasn't until college that my game fell to the wayside. I understood that, hey, if you're going to go ahead and end this relationship, you better have a backup. I already knew this game since I was young. And for some reason, as I said, when I got into college, I lost it. And it seems like there was something where there were men out here that were up on game that decided to lose it. Some people got barely hurt. They came on here, they started whining about their predicament instead of finding a solution. Men find solutions. So it doesn't matter what you say. Okay, all right. If you want a solution, stop coming on the internet and then wanting things to change when you have no control over it. You have one thing and one thing only that you can control. I have a daughter. I can't control her. I can only give her options. And if she chooses to follow them, that's her choice. There are repercussions as a parent, but ultimately it is her choice. For you, you can control yourself. You might be saying, well, man, dang, it's so hard out here. I don't want to hear that stuff. I don't want to hear it. It's only hard because you don't want to do it. Look, I was a white collar sales individual that became a truck driver. Nobody saw that coming. It came straight from left field. And it was only by then I knew that that was the only way I had to do it. In order for me to up my money, I had to go into an industry that was uncomfortable, or I would have to settle down into sales and hope to God that I can get to what I'm making now. Am I happy with my result? I don't think I would have been happy either way. But I definitely know that I would have had a lot more struggle had I not chosen the route that I went on. Some of you, again, think that your life is difficult right now. And I definitely feel sorry for myself, but guess what? Nobody else, my parents, they see my situation, but they're like, it is what it is. Like, if I come in here and save your life, you're not going to learn anything. If I give you a little money, you're just going to blow it. And I guarantee if they did that to me a long time ago, if they say, hey, here's some of this, because I know not everybody's in that position. But if they did that, if they gave me handouts, I would have never learned. I would have just skipped rope. Let me tell you real pain, and I hate to bring this up. When you see your son die, when you have a girlfriend that you thought you loved and find out something horrible in the background, worse than cheating. I mean, it's part of cheating, but it takes it a lot further. When you're completely alone for a good time period and only in your thoughts. When you go through basic training in the military. When you are faced with adversity and you realize who you are. Do you run towards danger or do you run away? I found out I run towards danger and I analyze it and I take precautions, but that's who I am. It took me a while to get to the point where I stopped being a yes man. And I started standing up for myself saying, no, I'm not going to do that. I know you're not happy with my choice, but I'm not going to do that because ultimately I have to look out for me. And the challenge comes down to a man, not when you're alone, but when you are faced with a woman that is trying to be everything you've already heard about. That's the test. See, I was already in this red pill when there was a woman presented with everything I thought I wanted. She cooked. She invited me over. She let me bust her down. She did things that I said, wow. But it wasn't until you started realizing that there was gaps into this thing that's where the truth is right there. And sometimes as a man, you have to question like, okay, hey, I'm setting up. If you're still dating, but if you're still dating, if a girl is 10 minutes late to a date and you're paying for it, you got to question yourself. You got to be like, hey, man, it's time for me to go. She's bad, but I care about my timing. I showed up on time. Why can't you? And you might be like, well, bro, that's why I don't care about relationships. I don't care about it. I've done my time. I've been married. I got divorced. I did all these things. Went on plenty of dates. It's not all that, man. It's like y'all playing checkers. You straight up playing checkers. Well, I'd rather just go ahead and play chess. At least I have more of an opportunity. more of a brain, intelligence to play that game than checkers. Well, all I'm not doing is just skipping. I'm just, oh no. But then I have a strategy. Say, man, I'm playing chess at this point because that's what, if you want to talk about women, that's what women are on. Majority of them. And if you have a daughter, you should know this. They will literally not tell you things. They will hoodwink you. They will go and turn around. I mean, this is kids in general, but man. But for some reason, men are not men anymore. They don't take care of themselves. They don't show up to work, and they don't do the job that they need to do. It's not until you have a divorce that you realize that, dang, it's easy to get married. File some paperwork. It's like, but it's a process when you're getting out. And some of y'all never even lived with a woman. So you don't even understand that, man, you're going to look into that, you know, some of us have like a little trash can on the left or right side of the toilet. You're going to look in that mug. It's like blood, snot, all these rubber bands, the dang on the rubber bands where hair on them is laying everywhere. You don't get the version that you saw in the beginning, dog. They comfortable with you. They farting. When you look over at night, it's not what you think in the movies. When you look over to her hot breath is in your face. Stink. Probably forgot to brush her teeth. Fart in the nighttime again. Burnt. It's just the reality of it. We're all human. And so that picture that you see, she might look good. I guarantee you the top hottest model in this world. She still, you know, poops and pees just like you and me. And the thing is that there's somebody else that's dealing with her right now that's tired of it. They might like, man, it is what it is. It's not until he backs off and then a few years later it's like, let me spin the block. You know, maybe you get to see her again in that light. But then you don't forget that image. You're like, oh, man. Yeah, I miss this. I miss this part. But the whole entire rigmarole going in and out every single day, seeing you 70% of the time without makeup. And so that's the real part. And I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying that's the reality of it. But men out here, oh, I love like y'all scrolling on the dating app. I'm done with that. I can't even stand it. I don't know how people are using it. Men, let alone, might as well turn that thing straight to, no, I'm not going to say that. It's just, at this point in time, ridiculous of how men, they don't know how to wash dishes. They can't cook for themselves. They can't do nothing. They want their mom. So what are you going to do for me? At this point, stop looking for what they can do for you and what can you do for you? You out here, I need somebody to pay 50% of my rent. While women are saying, shoot, I'd rather get two jobs and do 50-50. I'm not even in the mode to go out here and try to live half. I'm not in that mode. Because ultimately what happens if that half leaves you? Then you have to, that might be a micro, you might have a little bit of what it feels to be in a micro divorce. That's a very small sliver of it. And I hate that word. So you to go out here and to be honest, there's opportunities. It's just that you don't like them. I don't like them either, dog. I went from white collar to blue collar. And in the beginning, it was all right. No, in the beginning, it was tough. In the middle, it was all right. And now it's just like, man, I don't even know. And this is the thing. I could be living in lavish had I not made some decisions that put me in squalor. I mean, not that squalor is a little extreme. Like, I'm not where I would love to be, you know. And sometimes you have to understand your weaknesses, your problems. Is it those late nights when you just feel like you should go somewhere? Is it that seeing all that money in your bank account, then you're like, man, let me go ahead and just blow it in the casino. Let me get some alcohol. Let me do this. Let me do that. I'm no longer, I don't drink and I don't smoke. And, to be a man, if you guys want to break it down as a series, luckily I have my father in my life, and not only just a father, a leader, somebody that, builds things, knows how the process of things, has very knowledgeable. And let's be honest, a lot of fathers are completely, they're idiots. They're idiots. Low IQ, trying to figure it out, stupid. And I'm not saying that's your dad. I'm not talking about your dad. Some people don't even, I'm not even going that far. But you come on the internet, you listen to people that they never live these things. They never even live with a woman for at least 5 years. Now, at least. You know what? I'll even say 2 years. They don't even know how to keep a girl for 2 years. They think, oh, I'm going to skate on by. I'm not going to date my girl. I'm not going to take her out on dates. I'm not going to go on vacation. Trust me, you do that, you will lose her within the first year. You probably got 6 months. Sometimes that's why you got to analyze, do I really want to be in a relationship? Because I know I got to uphold this every day. It's like a kid. Not saying she's like a kid. I'm saying it is a kid. The relationship is a kid. You gonna have to nurse that thing, feed that thing, do what you can to uphold that thing. But the moment you go ahead and neglect it, CPS is coming to lock that relationship up. That's just the reality of it. If you guys want me to break down a series of what I think, and to me, there is a few last steps within my life to where I could be like, I'm a full grown man. But I've been through a lot in my life to knock me down of what I thought was a man. Oh no, I was a boy. When I was married, I was a straight boy. Lazy. It wasn't until I came out here and said, bro, I got so much. Like, some of y'all don't even have kids and you be lazy as heck. I'm going to be on Warzone. I downloaded Marvel Rivals. I didn't even know it was free. And this is going to be my first time. I'm not even probably going to be able to play it today. I got to schedule it in a month, not a month, but a week from now. While some of y'all got it, I'm ready to play a game. I'm ready to play a game right now. I mean, my daughter, luckily, she likes to sit down, watch games. So we might just play it because she knows she likes Spider-Man and stuff like that. So we might play. But I'm going to get off here. Once again, I got to be a dad. I'm always a dad, always a father. I got to get her, take a bath, do a lot of stuff. And some of y'all don't even have to do it, but you will be laid up in your bed catching Z's like a little, I don't even want to say it. Peace.